Sir, would you please go a little bit into the board's responsibilities during a closed session?
Absolutely, because closed sessions are vital to the proper functioning of the city. Because you can't, some things are confidential, like personnel. We are not a sunshine state of North Carolina, and personnel laws are protected, except for very limited, like the date of hire, the day of fire, and the promotions and the salaries. But if the board is reviewing performance of a person it has appointed or discussing the employee performance of someone that the town has hired, those are classic examples of what needs to go into closed session. Now, economic development is an absolutely appropriate reason to go into closed session, because by the nature of business, businesses like to protect their information because of the competitive nature, and they need to have the ability to speak frankly with the board and understand whether or not there is a consensus to move forward. Now, any economic incentive that the board may award would be a public vote. But the discussions do not have to occur in open session, and what you're going to find is most businesses want it in closed session to protect their business interests while they're still making their decision. To receive legal advice from your attorney, another classic reason why you need to go into closed session. Cases are competitive. That's the American judicial system. And if you were to discuss all of your thoughts and all of your worries and all of your pros and all of your cons about any pending litigation, you would be handing victory to the person suing the town or who this town is suing. And that's frankly not a responsible way to run a litigation. Another perfect reason why it needs to go into closed session. Now, there's only 5 more, but I probably need to look up the rest of them to continue talking.
What about the board members or the elected officials' responsibility to keep what happens in closed session? Well, I mean, we've been told that it's not illegal for you to come out and discuss with the press what's in closed session, or, you know, what is the board, the elected officials' responsibility?
For economic incentive or for litigation, there is no mandated confidentiality of what occurs in closed session. And if a board member wants to discuss it, that board member does not violate the law in doing so. A question that must be asked is, what is the purpose of going into closed session, even when it's necessary and in the town's interest, if it cannot be maintained confidential until the right time? It's a matter of trust. All business has to be conducted with trust. Politics should be conducted with trust and operates much better.
So to clarify, you're not breaking the law of things in closed session outside of personnel are discussed, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Well, it's kind of senseless to go into a closed session when you walk out of the closed session, other than personnel, when you walk out of the closed session and things are starting to be discussed by some of the elected officials or an elected official, you know, what took place during the closed session. Well, why go in closed session?
Those are decisions for the board to make, and both of you are expressing opinions that are relevant to this discussion, and I would encourage this board to continue that discussion.